Welcome to the first part of your free course. I'm so excited that you're here, and I just want to congratulate you and thank you for showing up for yourself today. It's so important that we start to do this. When you're trying to lose weight, one of the first things that you want to do is just start showing up for yourself and just learn to finish things, okay? So the first part of this course, this video, is about self-belief. This is the first of my 4 pillars of mindset for weight loss. And without them, you are going to struggle to lose weight and keep it off and have a nice life while you're doing it, because the same mindsets that are keeping you stuck are just gonna keep coming up again and again and again, okay? So today we're talking about self-belief. Why is this the first pillar? This is the first pillar because without it, you won't trust yourself around food. And we all know what happens when we don't trust ourselves around food. We just let it go. Well, I know I'm going to eat that whole packet of biscuits, so I'm just going to eat them anyway. It's what keeps us not trusting that we will show up for that workout, that we will be able to finish it. That keeps us not trusting that our bodies can lose the weight and not believing that we're worth it. Somewhere deep down, it can be really, really hard to believe that you're worth it, that you deserve to lose the weight, or that you can somewhere at the end have this wonderful, happy life. So part of creating that amazing lifestyle that you want for yourself, that's healthy, where you're happy, where you're a better mum for your kids, where you're a better wife, where you're happy, where you're more present for your family, is about learning to start to be aware of where that self-belief is missing. So with this, you'll see that there's a printable at the end, a little worksheet, and I just want you to fill this out at the end of this video, okay? That's all you have to do. Even if you don't think this can work for you and you're not convinced yet and you're struggling to get into this mindset, okay? I want you to start to become aware of where it's missing and what that's causing, okay? So if you are lacking self-belief, you will have thoughts like, well, I'm going to start my new diet on Monday. And in the back of your head, you'll have, but I kind of know that it's not going to work out for me. I know because I've tried 1,000 other diets, and one of the things that dieting does is it erodes our self-belief, because every time we fail, we've got more evidence that it's not going to work, that we can't do it, that we can't lose the weight. Dieting is so damaging for your self-belief because not only does it give you all this evidence, but it also creates a lack of self-trust around food, because it cuts off food groups, tells us that we are or not allowed things, that we're good or bad for having them. And it just really, really does a number on your mind. And so one of the most important things that I've learned from losing weight myself and working with hundreds of women is that we have to develop self-belief as we go. And that starts with taking really small steps. It doesn't start with throwing everything out in your fridge overnight or starting a really extreme workout program or saying, I'm going to walk every day. It actually starts with starting where you are right now. You've got to meet yourself exactly where you are. And this is one of the things that we work on really extensively inside my membership club, the Full-Body Evolution. The reason we do this is because if you start taking on your little habits as you go, ones that fit in with your lifestyle, ones that work for you, and ones that you enjoy doing, you start to believe, you start to grow that self-belief. And I always say that self-belief is not something that you just have or you don't have. Self-belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And we need to make that muscle strong, because that's what's going to be there for us when we don't feel motivated. Self-belief is one of the biggest issues with motivation. We all think, I just need to be motivated. But actually, motivation is fleeting. That comes and goes, and that's always going to happen. You are never going to be 100% motivated every day. And so what do when we're not motivated? We quit on ourselves. We give up. We think we can't do it, and so we don't. When we're growing our self-belief and we're using this method to actually create the life that we want and to grow that trust around food and to grow that trust in ourselves that we will show up for ourselves and that we will finish things, we start to make healthier choices. And it becomes really, really easy to do that because you're doing it from a place of wanting to grow that trust. It's all about trust. And we do that by repeating lots and lots of small habits and until it's second nature and everything just becomes really, really easy. Like I said before, weight loss does not have to be hard. You just have to be consistent with it. So that leads me to my next point. When we are lacking in self-belief, it's not only our motivation that goes down the pan, we also lose that how would I say it? That ability to be consistent. Okay, so it stops us quitting on ourselves, because when nothing else is there for you and you've had a terrible day and you just want to give up and you've got this little spark starting to grow of that self-belief, you're like, well, I did it yesterday, so I know I can do it today. We take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one habit at a time, and we just start to grow that self-belief. So, as I said earlier, there's a printable here for you to fill out. Now, it's up to you how you choose to use this. These 4 pillars that we are going to go over in this course, it takes time. Have patience with yourself. This is something you can work on every day. You can print a sheet off and fill it out every day. Or you can just do it this once and then just start to check in with yourself with the questions in the sheet so that you start to develop that awareness of where it's lacking and where you could have had more of it and what you could have done differently. Because when we develop this technique for growing our self-belief, it becomes so much easier and you'll start to be really, really aware of it and where it's slipping you up every time. It's like when you don't have that, it's so easy for that rug to be pulled from under your feet every time you're trying to lose weight. And you're done with all that now. You're here. I know you want something different for yourself. And this is where it all begins. So, read through the printable, fill out the worksheet, and start to become aware of where this is cropping up in your life. And I promise you, that you could, if you make this a daily practice or a weekly practice or just something you do on a Sunday night, it will start to change your life and you will honestly start to find all your decisions so much easier because you are growing this core that is there for you when motivation isn't. And this is going to grow your consistency. So I will see you in the next video.